Hello friends, so this is your friend Arun from LiveinGermany channel. So today I'm back again with another interesting and necessary topics or an expected video by most of my subscribers. So this video is going to be about how to fill your tax return forms yourselves individually. And for this purpose, I am using a software called SteuerGo this year. So this year I have approached a company called SteuerGo and they have accepted and given me this opportunity to make this video using their software. The reason also behind this, last year I have made with Elster, it was in German. So this year I'm trying to make it in English, especially for those who are start in their starting years or find it difficult in the German language. So before I start, I would like to thank wholeheartedly the SteuerGo team for helping me in making this video, providing the providing the software as well as sponsoring the video in order to make this done. So today I'm going to just explain one specific use case, although I make other further tips in my other videos. So today's use case is going to be something like a person who's got married and is living in Germany. So this is going to be my use case. I will explain more in details in further seconds. So before I proceed, this is not a tax advice video, guys. So please don't take it for granted. This is a demonstration video showing how to fill in using this particular software and based on my personal experience. So don't take it as an advice, but rather than your something to help you out to understand how this works and then to use yourself. So I hope this was very clear. So thanks once again, SteuerGo. So let's now go on to today's video, and I hope you will all file your taxes on time and get a very good tax return by yourself. Yeah. So friends, when you click on the link in the description or comment, it will land you in this page probably. So this will also help the SteuerGo team to keep count on how many number of people we were able to help in the last 2 weeks of filing taxes. So please do use the link provided. It also gives us some kind of support. So like I said before, this video can help those who are married and your spouse is not working. So this example is going to be like that, but the same video can be used if your spouse is also working, or even if you are still single, or say your family is in India and you're considered single. For all these 4-5 cases, you are still okay to use this video. And even if you have children, you can still use the same software. I am not covering the children cost or some special cases, but only very generic. So this I think would be covering most of us. So first, for those who are completely new, you can click on the registration, and then you can see that it is registered free of charge. So first, you don't have to pay anything. So you just have to enter email and a password. So since I already have a password, I already have a registration. I'm just going to that. So Arun Muthu 1989. For those who know my email ID, I think it's not a surprise. Okay, my password is Philip. It's fine. See that I have already created some examples for this video. So probably I'll show some videos for previous years also later. But let's go to content. So you can see on the left side of the dashboard, there is starting new tax return, certificates, and so on. So for certificates, if you have the certificate already available with you right now from the finance arms in this PFK format, you can pull it directly and drop it. So you can do it everything online. You don't have to print out anything. But I assume since there is another 10 to 15 days of time from the making of this video, you will not have enough time to get this certificate. But for next year, you can definitely use this. So so then now you can go to start a new tax return. So this also gives you 3 options. So first option is what we will use actually. So start a new tax return without data. So this is for those who are starting completely fresh. So nothing previous years has been done or not done by you, but a tax consultant. So if the second option is for those who have already done with Elster formula or done with SteuerGo. So let's not go too deep. So when you click on this, you have something called 2018, 19 and all. So we go for 2019. Yeah. So in this page, you can see it shows you whether you have to transfer data from 2019. So this is for those who already use the software. So for you guys, I think this will be 2019. Yeah, so before I carry on, so I think most of you will be watching this video without the required documents on hand. So please do click on the watch later button or save later button on your YouTube so that you can save it and then you can watch it when you are actually doing this tax return. It ensures you don't lose the video for non-subscribers, but please do also click on subscribe button so that you know that where the video is lying, and it also shows us some kind of support. So let's go on. So here you can see on the left side, it's all in English. You have very basic informations regarding what it's all about and so on. So it will clearly explain what all you have to do. So you can see that you can submit your tax return directly, check tax assessment notice and so on. So let's go on. So first is marital status. Like I said, you can also use single or married. So for our example, it's going to be married. So this will ask us next from when are we married. So I'm entering like 17/10, 2018 or any other day, whichever is applicable. If you have children, you can click on children. This will activate the forms required for filing informations regarding children. I'm not going into this part in order to keep the length of video as short as possible. So once you do that, it asks you, okay, you're married. Now tell me income as an employee or income from capital investment and so on, or self-employment, say if you run some kind of business or bakery or something like that, or online business or anything that case. So, or income from business or private sales. So I assume that in my example that the husband is working and wife is not. So this is just for an example, guys. So if your wife is working, or if in other case, if wife is working and husband is not, still this is fine. So either way, it is okay. So, or you can select both the options also. This symbol shows that you have to enter the details, and this form will also update itself here. You can see that there is an employee husband, employee wife. So when I remove wife, like I said in my example, so this is only regarding with husband. So all these others are something not covered in this video, but I'll just explain the basic stuff. So they also tell you which kind of forms will not be handled by in the SteuerGo software, especially because these are all very special cases. I think state subsidized rental property, residential property, or even have foreign income and taxes, for example. So these are all very special cases, and it's not covered. But I think most of us will fall under this end, so you don't have to really pay somebody a lot of money to do that. So now, say the husband information is being asked. So this you can enter. Okay, Mr. Okay, not Mrs. Mr. First name can be Arun. Okay, let's do Max. Like Germans, Max Muster. So date of birth can be, I don't know, 12/7, 1991. Some random number. So I'm just using random numbers, guys. If it needs somebody, it's not personal. So identification number, I'm just giving, say, 46583002017, or yeah, something like this. I hope it doesn't show us an error. Yeah. Okay, it shows an error because I've entered. It's supposed to be 11-digit number. So I will try to enter a proper number again. So I wrote something like 46583002017. Okay, I hope this will be correct. Okay, so let's give 16. Okay, so this was just for example, guys. You should enter your own number. I hope this is somebody's number. So I'm not going to display in the video, but just hide it off. So practice profession, say IT expert or something like that, or software engineer. A number, it's optional. You can enter any number. I mean, your personal number. I think, for example, I can give zeros. I hope it doesn't show an error. Okay, it works, but don't do that. So it's asking like if your current residence is abroad, you should say probably no. So I'm just entering some example address. So this is nowhere, somebody's address. So some 11. So postal code, I think I have to give something. So I'll use possibly Dusseldorf address, which I know. Yeah, so it's Dusseldorf. It can be also, I don't know, Ingolstadt or anywhere. Okay, what is this place? There is no such thing. Wi-Fi. Oh, okay, ethic. So there is another place. Oh, just kidding. So now you can go to religion. So most of the viewers who are watching from India and belong to Hindu religion or say Islam, they don't have to pay a religious tax, or even Christians who are not under this category will not pay. But if you belong to say Roman Catholic or Evangelical or any other from this, say if you're a Jew even, you have to pay some tax to the particular authority. So in your case, I would say no religion or not subjected to church tax. So this you can see also in your Lohnsteuerbescheinigung. So before I proceed, when you start this filing, you should have the Lohnsteuerbescheinigung for 2019 along with you. So this is a paper which they give normally at end of the year, which has all the statements. So this is very mandatory, and keep all the bills which is necessary in order to which year you want to claim. So when you have all this, you can finish off your tax return maybe within 15 to 30 minutes if you know what you're doing, or maybe at a maximum of 1 hour when you do it quite slow for the first time. Yeah. So that's all it takes. So right now, again, please, I think the other ones, I'm just assuming there is no disability allowance was taken, and also no other pension. The other part is assessment. You can give either individual assessment or joint assessment. So when you give joint assessment, you can actually get the benefits of the spouses, I mean, of the other spouse if they are not working. So I'm just giving an example of joint assessment here. And I'm also putting a no. I think this is not much common among foreigners. So when I've entered all this data, it comes to wife. Yeah, I think I just use, I don't know why. Just kidding. So same different birth date maybe 12. Okay, my birth date is 12. That's why I'm using 12 a lot. Okay, 1991. So identification number not given. Practice profession. Uh, just and not a different address in normal cases. Say if your wife is working in a different location, then you have to do click on yes and then give the address. But I think in my example, I'm taking very simple family, so it's all okay. So if the wife is belonging to one of these religions and they have to pay a tax, please do click on the appropriate one. If not, keep it short with not this one. And all these other options are the same like which was given for the husband. So all this is done. So I'm not going to enter the IBAN or something even for an example. So this you can enter your personal data, and then you can say whether you wanted to, whether the account belongs to husband, wife, or say a joint account like most of the spouses. So I would select say both spouses, and then I click. It should show me error later when I actually finalize it because I have not entered the data. But I'll just leave it blank for now. Yeah. So understand say yeah, so I think I have given Etting the address, so I'll choose Bayern, and maybe the place where I live is somewhere in Munich, just for example. So Munich some thing. So yeah, so it also shows information related to your tax office. So here you can see clearly also the pictures of nearest tax office. I think most of us know which is our finance arm department. By using this, you can also see the number of processing days they take and also the email IDs in case you want to contact them or the phone number. So this website is quite useful in order to find, say, the opening hours, other information of the finance department. You can even review the finance department and you get some kind of I don't know, they give some kind of gift, I suppose. So all this is there, so you can check it out. So they ask like, have you changed your proof of place of residence recently? In my example, it's a no. And doing for the first time, so click on no, for example. Do you have a tax number? I clicked on no. Okay, you're good. All good. So should the tax assessment notice be sent to another person? I think this is not applicable. It has to be sent to your address if you're doing it yourself. So this is a no. And now all the personal information is done. So this part will cover, say for example, if you're done something to renovate your house, you can see on the sites what it is exactly about. So if you had done some kind of service, say renovating your floor or fixed some kind of instrument with your permission of house owner, then you can click on this craftsman, or some kind of help in order to keep your house clean or gardening clean. You can see this here. So cleaning of house windows, garden maintenance, relocation of service. So all this can be done, so you can click it on here. So I will not do it because it's not always applicable. So this is the place where you comes to income tax statement. So this is very important. This is where you need the 2019 Lohnsteuerbescheinigung. So for those who are watching this video and doing it parallelly, you can definitely do that. So name of employer, say you are employed in my website, YouTube. Live in Germany. I mean, it's not yet the company. I'm just kidding. So live in Germany, and I mean, maybe in future. So and then I'm saying, okay, let's go to the next page. Okay, I do have some kind of E10. So the husband should be either in tax class 3 or 5. So this depends. So it also 4. So I have given, say, tax class 3, and employee subjected to social security contribution. So this is normal. But if both spouses are working, some of them choose 4-4, you can also have that. Or sometimes your tax class was even mistaken by finance to be tax 1 in the previous year. You can still enter it and get that money back. So I assume there is no mistake on 2000. I mean, the whole year. So when you click on that, you see this page, which is quite similar to your 2019 tax form. So when you see this, you can see the same date on your what do you call the Lohnsteuerbescheinigung. So here you can enter your gross wages, like the brutto, which is also available on the same number 3 as given in this picture. You can see, so the same you can see on your own Lohnsteuerbescheinigung. So I am creating some example values. So this could match some people. So say 3089, 2986. So income tax for this amount was 7313, for example. And solidarity tax, which will be removed in next year's, and you will save. You can see how much amount you're saving, or which you will get. So I have entered the data, and if you have other entries, say in 2000, from line 16 to 21, for example. So this will be related to tax-free reimbursements. This is normally for people who have a lot of visits to customers and so on. So 20 like that. So I assume that you're working in a fixed place, and then I just enter the value of whatever appropriate for the pension. So when this is entered, this is also automatically entered. And finally, we have normally on a salary slip health insurance contribution. So this also you can see, okay, that's too much. 3031.71 for the value I entered. And then 26 and 27 also is like Pflegeversicherung, or like carrying a nursing thing. So that for this value is 703. And for 27 it is 495. So these are all the values, guys. So that's it. So when you have did this, and if you have other entries also, you can definitely enter that. You are done with the majority or the crucial information you can see. So for this person who's employed in my YouTube channel will get a refund of 4,793.85 according to their calculation, if this person is married. So this is, you can also see like how is all being done. So click on next. So the other things also you can enter if you have as an employee a total different income. Like I said, if it's a cross-boundary computer, say if your work is if you're working in France, Austria, you can still click on this expenses or other tax-free allowances, but I think this will not be mostly applicable. So when you're done with this, you can see it automatically goes to the income related expenses. So this income related expenses also they fill the thresholds which is allowed by the tax department. So 103 euros is for work related items, and bank expenses is 16. If it's a free account also, still this value can be left like that, it's not a problem. Or say if you're using tax software like this, you can also enter the cost which is being incurred. Or you have you just recently joined the job, you have spent a lot for job applications, passport photos, filling I don't know, like forms, or going for interviews. So all this will come under advertisement cost. You can see this also in my one of my other videos. And professional associations also applicable for some professions. So when you're part of something like that, this cost, and say your training costs when you are working, some kind of special training you take, or Udacity courses, or even say you have like on site, you have to go somewhere and train yourself. So all this, so relocation, if you have to move because your employer changes the location, or in order to reduce the distance between your home and your work by 1 hour. So this all you can see on the right side. So home office, I was saying the home office, I'll cover it exclusively for 2020 when I'm doing for the year, because a lot of us are in home office, including myself. So second household or double housing is, say if you live somewhere, like your family somewhere, and you have to go to live to another location. Say if you're living in Munich and then you have to go and work in say Wollum, and then you have a house there, and this is all coming under second household. This expenses can also be claimed if you click on this box. So based on whatever you want to click, you can select, and this will open up or create the forms necessary for that. So I'm not going to go too deep into this because this will increase the time. So this is all which you can actually do possibly. I will just show one thing, like computing expenses. So when you go to this, it asks you for the this is the travel expenses. So you can say the name of primary places, live in Germany. uh, yeah, so and you go to the next page. So here it asks like taxes, benefit by employment agency or job center. I assume you were not paid anything. So it's asking, is this your primary place, just a meeting point or an extensive work area? So assuming this is your primary office, I'm just going to give some random address. So yeah, Goethe Straße, I mean, this is something which is here. So 40, I hope it's correct, 84055, city, okay. Okay, maybe it's wrong. Yeah, 49. Dunslaw. Okay, I never knew there's a location called Dunslaw. All right, so number of days all year round, work days per week, you can select 5 days per week. Number of sick days, say you had 30 days holidays plus 5 days of sick days, so 35 days you are not working. So this automatically calculates, you don't have to manually do it. And number of kilometers, you can use the map also. Yeah, but since I've given some kind of different address, okay, there is really a place like this, I was not aware. So you can still enter, click on the one which is applicable for you. So if you're traveling by car, you can enter the distance, the same 7 kilometers. Then you can see it will disappear on this public transport, because they have some kind of pauschal or allocated money per kilometer on one way by car. So you can actually claim it. Or you can if you're transporting yourself by say a tram or bicycle or even bus, you can still it'll still be okay. And proven expenses, if you're paying say monthly 70 euros or 80 euros per month, you can enter. Oh, that's too much. So say 800 euros you have paid for a year, you can enter it. The finance arm will compare whether the number of days and the allocation by government and the amount you spend, whichever is higher, they will use it for your tax return. So this is very nice of the finance department. So you can also see two notes whenever whenever it shows it. It's not very critical, but it's also good to have a look at it. So like you can see, once I entered this cost, it's increased my refund amount. So I just claimed one value particularly. So there are several things which you can claim. So here, Arbeitsmittel ohne Nachweis. It means working equipment without bills. So this is a pauschal or a threshold value which is set. So other things are also there. Say if you bought something like office table or some laptop, computer software, or even like books or online subscriptions, all this cost can be added. So this will also help you in some way. So I'm just adding, for example, I bought books for, I don't know, 500 euros. You have to give the bills, of course, you just can't enter them. So I'm just giving an example. So bank account management fee, I think this also is 16. It's quite normal. So health insurance, health and nursing care, you can have a look what it is all about. So if you're in public insurance, this is applicable, as well as the basic coverage. If you have a private health, then you have to click on this and fill the appropriate details. So you can click on this and it goes. So our example person, he is with statutory. So let's consider that. So which insurance did Mai have in 2019? Okay, Mai is the name of wife. So you can enter the wife was covered by husband's health insurance, or wife was did not pay at all herself, or something like, or was not insured. But mostly it will be wife was covered by husband's health insurance, or husband by wife's health insurance. So this values based on whatever we have entered previously. So when all this is done, all you just have to click next, next. So when there's nothing special or extra on your slips, this is all that's needed. So if you have this Riester pension or basic Ruruk pension, so what these pensions are, you can check out my channel, but these are all different pensions provided by government, which we can subscribe ourselves and make use of it, especially when you're having two kids and you are here. Riester pension is a good option. So that's just a tip. So when you have all this done, refunded contributions, I'll assume 0. So all this is entered. You just have to click next, next, next. So nothing much. So if you have any private insurance, say for example unemployment insurance, then you can enter and claim this also. So that's also possible. And yeah, so I think we are mostly done with whatever we had, and this is especially applicable only if you have some kind of special expenses. Say if your wife or yourself is having some vocational training, or your wife is having, say, this German course which is necessary for integration, so that value you can enter also. Or you're having a church fee, so I'm just entering, say, I'm not sure, let's see, so type of expenses, I'm just saying German course, and I'm assuming it to be, say, 3,000 euros last year completely. I'm not sure how much it's exactly right now, but this should be involved. If there were any travel expenses, say if she has to go to a different city, you can take that. But I assume it was she learned the language in same city. And other exceptional costs can be, say, medical expenses, medical aids. Say if you have taking homeopathy medicine or something, and you have bills and you want to claim it and show it somehow, you can still use it. I think this all comes under that. And other exceptional costs are also allowed. This is mostly medical reasons. Yeah. So now they have all the particular information. So I just missed one line. So what is that is? So you can see, oops, it became German. Okay, that's a surprise. I think it got confused. So so I just mixed it up. So what I was saying was, when you go down, now you have all the information which was required. So in exceptional cost, you can see maintenance of family dependent members. If you are supporting your parents through this, you can actually click on this and enter their details of where they stay, how much you pay, and so on. I will cover this exclusively on another video because it requires a separate form which has to be filled by your parent, or at least signed by them, and needs a notary sign. So when you have all this information, yeah, and I assume that both of you were living in Germany completely for 2019 regarding with work. So when all this is all okay, so when you have all this information ready, it asks you whether you need to give some kind of additional information. So now you have to use German, guys. You cannot do it in English. I have this, automatically. So DeepL, for those who know it. So DeepL is one of things like Google Translate, which can help you to translate. So I use this normally. So I just show you. So I have come to, I have, for example, I have sent money to my parents, but due to Corona, I am not able to get a notary in India or in anywhere, wherever your home is. So just the information, if it's something like this, or you can say I will give it later. So once you have that, you just have to click continue. So it asks you have completed all necessary entries, and now you can see the values 5,780. It can go even higher when you have included all the expenses, which I have not mentioned here. So once the clicking is done, I mean, all the process is done, you can see you come to this. It also gives you tips which you could have possibly forgotten, or some other, okay, claim tax fees efficiently. So this can show, okay, now this is 5,804. So when all this is done, okay, you're happy with this, then you click on next. Yeah, if you have forgotten, it will show you. And it also give you a comparison on tax refund if you do it joint wise, or if you do it also separately. So say if you do it separately and like this, what is maximum benefit you can get. So in this example which I took, for a person who's married and one of spouses is not working, a joint asset assessment is really beneficial. If they do it separately, it might not be a very positive thing, or for a single person, I think this is doesn't matter really. So now let's go on to next. So it asks for the tax office. I have given some tax office which is nowhere near Etting in my example, but it's okay. So I'm not submitting it, so don't worry, guys. So should the tax refund of the wife also be transferred to the above mentioned account? So they're asking if the wife's tax return has also be in the same account. I assume they live as husband and wife, should be same. Or you can enter differently also, it doesn't matter. So then it goes to this page. You can actually preview whatever you want. And yeah, I know. So like I want the bank account details was not given, that's why it's giving a note. So this, I just left it deliberately to show you guys if something is missing, the software will tell you at the end of it or during it. So Max and my master, they have successfully finished their tax return. You can also click before you pay the money and then see the example, how, what kind of form it is, and what if all the entries are correct, for example. So this is very practical, guys. I found this very useful. I hope you all liked it. Please do share this video with your friends also, so that they can do it at the last minute, or also use it for next year. I think for next year I'll definitely work with SteuerGo on a new video covering a lot of different topics. So your support is most required and welcome. So please put in comment section if you find this useful, or how can I improve myself. And thanks again, SteuerGo, for this opportunity. And have a nice evening, and bye bye.